What's up, everybody? My name's Zach. We're going to talk about trading today. We're going to talk about this trade that I'm in that is continuing to go up and will hopefully hit this take profit right here so I don't have to look at it anymore because look how many times I could have gone long. I did go long here. That was actually not a proper trade. We're going to talk about good trades and bad trades here in this video today. Look at the number of times I could have gone long. Look, type 2, type 2, type 2, type 1. Should have gotten in the type 2 further down here, actually. I got in like right here because of these wicks. I didn't want it to bounce sooner, and obviously could have had it just at the very bottom. That's the tricky part about type 2s, is figuring out where the type 2 is actually going to happen. So anyways, there we go. That's the trade that I'm in. We're going to talk today. I have a very special presentation put together that is literally one slide. We're going to talk about good trades versus bad trades and profitable trades versus unprofitable trades. You see, I've realized something about trading that Don has actually talked about it before, and I was like, no, that doesn't apply to me. And then it applied to me, and so I felt like I should talk about it because that helps me process it, and maybe you'll learn something too. There is such a thing in the stock market as a bad trade that is profitable, a bad trade that makes you money. And that's one of the most dangerous things about trading is you can pick up some really bad habits that end up working out for a time and you think you're on to something and then suddenly it doesn't work anymore. For example, coming out of 2020, most of us were trained to only ever buy the dip. And so you just think, I buy the dip, and if I stop out, I buy the next one. I buy the next one, and you just keep buying the dip, and eventually it's going to work out, right? And then we get ourselves into market conditions that look something more like this, where, oh, hold on, let's go to the continuous contract in front. So we have the big picture. Let's go to the daily. That gives us a pretty good picture. Look at this. Can you imagine if all you did was try to buy the dip while we're coming down 20% instead of shorting things? For a long time, all you had to do was buy the dip. Buy the dip, 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 and it ends up working out just fine, and you're doing great. You're having a fantastic time trading, and you think you're really onto something. That's a bad habit that can make you money. Another bad habit that'll make people money, they do it once or they do it twice and they get lucky and then they think they're onto something, is, for example, buying a very far out of the money call that expires relatively soon, and then all of a sudden there goes their account because they dump a bunch of money into a crap contract that, one time it works and they make money. So they're like, yeah, I'll do that again. I'll just go really far out of the money, like 30 deltas, 20 deltas. I'll buy that contract and it's going to work out great. And sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. You can get rewarded for making really bad trading decisions. One of the bad decisions that I made was deviating from my plan. If you watched one of my recent videos where I talked about my back tests, I actually went through and where is it? It was actually 2 videos ago. I put it up July 7th, June 2022 futures trading back testing results. I would have been up $9,000 in 30 days. Instead, I was about break even. Why was I at break even? Because we came down here, we broke this zone, we got all choppy, and I said, it looks like my system doesn't work anymore. It looks like something's going wrong. I had a couple days of chop, and I don't think I got this retest either, so that probably messed with me because I took a loss. Would have taken a loss here, taken the loss here, took a loss here, took a loss here, and just psyched myself out. Um, so this is a little sketchy. This I might have adjusted this zone after the fact. You can see that. Oh, hold on, it's doing that stupid graphic glitch thing. There we go. You can see it did come up and retest the zone on this chart. I think on the contracts I was trading at the time, we didn't get the same kind of movement, which is kind of weird. Um, but yeah, all that to say, I took a couple of losses and then I was like, well, things aren't working. I took a long trade here, made like 500 bucks, could have made a whole lot more had I actually managed to trail it properly. I got tagged out on this pullback right here. Went short here, stuck to the plan here, came back down, and I adjusted my zones. If you go back to some of my other videos, I was trading completely different zones. My zones did not match up with Don's zones. I was treating this consolidation right here. Let's draw some lines. That and that, I was treating it as a zone, and you could see it worked for short, broke above, didn't go long, we broke below. I missed out on this long opportunity, this long opportunity, this long opportunity. All that to say, this rambling has a purpose, I swear. All that to say that I was sitting around on the beach and made like $2,000 by not following my plan. It's one of the dangerous things about the market is you can make good money by deviating from your plan. And you can say, well, Zach, what's the big deal? You made money, right? That's what we're here for. It's all about making money. It's all about making money, yes, in the long run. But one of the things that I've realized is my lack of consistency is because I tend to deviate away from a plan that, according to the backtested results, produces really good, consistent growth. Now, is that to say this is going to work forever without any tweaking? Probably not. Once we get back to, uh, the boring bull market that was on the other chart that I don't have up anymore. Once we get back to those conditions, I'll probably have to tweak it a little bit. I've got some ideas for that. Um, in the meantime, I'm deviating from a plan that would have maybe $9,000 in a month, and instead I broke even because I wasn't trading the plan. So going back to this, what that means is that I was taking a bad trade, and I'm defining bad trade here as a trade that deviates from your system. This is assuming that you have a system that you can backtest, you can show that it's going to produce X amount of results over X amount of time. Of course, the market is going to throw you curveballs where that's no longer the case. That's just part of trading. You have to be willing to adapt a little bit, but by and large, we can have a pretty consistent system. With Don's system, all I'm doing, in case you haven't been around for other videos, is when we hit a zone from the top, I go long. When we hit a zone from the bottom, I don't count speed bump zones in this, by the way. That might be something I need to start tweaking because I didn't lock in profit on this long. So I was type 1, wrote it all the way back down type 2, and now we're pushing up again. So might need to tweak it there. That's a subject for a different video. When we hit a zone from the top, I go long with a stop below. When we hit a zone from the bottom, I go short with a stop above. And I have like specific rules for retesting and entering and things like that. That's it. It's super simple, right? You're taking what Don teaches and boiling it down to the utmost basics, and it produces good results, at least on the S&P 500 futures. So we have good trades. Good trades are trades that stick to your system that's going to produce the results you're looking for over the long run. Bad trades are any trades that deviate away from your system. We have profitable trades. Those are obviously trades where you make money. Unprofitable trades are trades where you lose money. One of the hardest things to realize about trading is that you'll have good trades, so they follow your system, everything lined up, you took the trade, and you made money. It was profitable. For example, this short trade right here, type 1, kept on, kept on, kept on. Type 1, this zone was added later, so did not close out or anything like that in this zone. So type 1 came down, stayed in the type 1, and ended up riding it down and taking profit. So that was a good trade that followed my system that was profitable. We can have good trades that are unprofitable. In other words, you're going to take a trade that matches perfectly with your system, maybe like this one where we come down, we tag the stop loss, and we just turn around without you. That happens. That's trading, right? Or right here, we went long, we went long, we went long, and we took a loss. It happens. It's part of trading. So those are good trades. They follow the trading system, but they don't make money. They are unprofitable. The idea behind my system, at least, is that my average winner will be at least twice the size of my average loser. I maintain at least a 50% win rate by just blindly following Don's zones. So that's assuming that his zones are right 50% of the time, and I will make money in the long run. So you can take bad trades that make money. So, oops. Bad trades that make money, for example, this trade, technically speaking, according to my rules, I should have been. That's not necessarily a bad trade because that kind of is. I don't have a predefined stop for this. Let's use a different example. See if I can find a better example of a bad trade that makes money. Basically, according to my system, a bad trade would be anything that's going to deviate away from my entry scheme. And so I guess adjusting my own zones and then, oh, that needs to be adjusted. That's kind of ugly. Well, no, it worked. Deviating away from my zones, my actual entry points, you can do that and make money. You can take trades that you should not have otherwise taken that'll end up being perfectly profitable. Um, those are the trades that will throw you off the most because they give you the idea that you can deviate from your system and do that consistently and make money. And then you'll take bad trades that are unprofitable. These tend to be a little bit more self-explanatory, such as we came down here, we started to bounce, we started to push all the way back down, and so I bought a put in a zone. It's not a break and retest. Nope. It was just I didn't think we'd see any sort of follow through up and out of it, and I bought a put at the bottom. So I shorted at the bottom. Now, I have plenty of time left on that put. I knew that something like this could happen. That was a dumb trade on my part. That was a bad trade to go short in a zone. I did that over here as well, and ended up losing out on that trade, obviously. So you can take bad trades that'll lose you money, but you can take bad trades that'll make you money. It's one of the dangerous things about trading is getting it through our own thick heads that if you have a system that you can go and demonstrate some sort of back-tested results and show that this system is going to make money, right? I'm not doing anything magical here. I'm just blindly following a system. The system's going to work. Um, and you start deviating from that, that's where I start losing money. And that's one of the things that I've realized, been talking about it with my unofficial trading coach. Shout out to Nance, who doesn't watch any of my videos anyways. I deviated from my system in June and the first week of July. Should have made a ton, but I got rewarded about halfway through June for making bad decisions, and that will break your trading so fast. So all of that to say, keep that in mind when you're planning your trades. Ask yourself, is this really a smart trade? Just because I've done something dumb once and it worked out in my favor, should I be doing that again? It's the sort of mental games that we have to consistently play with ourselves in order to refine ourselves as traders. At least that's what I found. Maybe you don't go through the same psychological nonsense that I do. And if that's the case, good for you because you're probably well on your way. So I hope that's helpful. I hope I didn't just ramble too much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.